Hey guys, I'm not sure what I want to talk about, but I'm gonna talk. Um, oh, okay. Accountability in relationships. So I've had a lot of relationships that were very transactional. I was kind of required to show up a certain way. Doesn't mean I followed through with it, but in some instances I did. But I was required to show up a certain way in order to get that which I was seeking. And there were a lot of relationships in my younger years that I got into for a variety of reasons. From, I guess, wanting something to talk about with my friends, to seeking affirmations, external validation, to now I guess an honest relationship. And one thing that I've noticed that has really helped me in my relationship is accountability. There are a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? There are a lot of preconceived notions about what I think men would want in relationships and how they would want a woman to show up. And that's both from media, from the YouTube content I consumed, from the friend groups I had when I was much younger, and the scenes I was in when I was around the age of 21, 20 and up. And a lot of that was, and it still rings true in a lot of environments, don't get me wrong. And it still matters, but like for a woman to show up like just a baddie 10 out of 10 all the time, and in a sense be just something to look at, but also there was a lot of conflicting ideologies that I had, right? And so I just thought if I looked cute and showed up pretty, then I'll get whatever I want. And that worked. That worked for a little while. That worked for a lot of the relationships I had. Until I met my boyfriend. And I met him in a season where I was like, I actually really want to love myself and my authenticity. I want to get used to how I look with my natural hair, my natural face, and just wearing whatever I want to wear. Not really feeling like what I wore made me beautiful, but discovering the beauty that I am naked. And this man, he's not really a fan of wigs. He's not a fan of makeup. He's not a fan of excessive jewelry. Like he literally hates my nose ring, but I love my nose ring, so boo-hoo. He's very conservative in nature and in the things that he indulges in. Let's say that. And he met me in a season where I'm not wearing makeup. I'm not wearing wigs. I wasn't even wearing my nose ring at the time. And I thought that, you know, once we start dating, I would have to essentially start wearing, like, God, this is gonna sound so bad. But we talked about this, and it was like, I would have to put my best foot forward. And to me, that meant everything that wasn't necessarily me. That meant showing up to the date with wigs, with makeup, sexy outfit on or something. And this man was like, and we kind of unpacked that. And what came up in the conversation is that I don't really appreciate my own beauty as I am. And me being done up, to me, doesn't look like me necessarily. It looks like bone straight wigs, full beat, you know, and all these extra things that did not necessarily amplify my own natural beauty, not in the way that I was presenting them. And this man wanted me as I am, the way I am, and how I come. And I was like, that's not right. You don't want, no. And this man required me, not required, that sounds so bad, but he appreciated me in my fullness. I can be completely myself around this guy. And I've tried so hard to push him away. And he always shows up. He is so attracted to me in my natural state that it almost scared me. And he is attracted to my intellect without shunning me, without judging me, none of that. If anything, he encourages me. And he asks me clarifying questions on things that I enjoy and indulge in. And he welcomes it when I ask him questions, and they're not really easy questions to ask somebody. They're questions that demand honesty. And he openly invites that in. And it's just so strange to be in that kind of relationship, because he is demanding the best of me that I have hidden away for so long. I've always been the girl who shows up. I'll go to the pool party natural because I want to jump in the water and swim. If I'm just hanging out with my friends, I'll show up with my natural face. The only time I really put makeup on was to go out and stuff like that. But I think when it came to romantic interests, I was presumed that I needed to look and behave a certain type of way. And that has been true for a couple of situations. But to be in a situation where it's my authenticity and beauty is appreciated is completely different. Now, the reason I brought up accountability is because I haven't had a guy not only want that of me and from me, but appreciate it in the way that he appreciates it. He appreciates it to the point that it makes me giddy and excited about myself. Because I haven't had that, and because I've been in situations that have required me to be performative, and those situations solidified my belief in what men want and how they want it. There is a lot of unpacking that I have to do in this relationship. And that unpacking requires two things from me: radical honesty and complete accountability. I can't play victim to get away from taking accountability for my mindset, for the things I do and the reason I do them for. Because this man ain't having it. And also my friends today are not having it. And it's hard sometimes, because who wants to face themselves and who wants to face the prejudices that they have when I could just be a victim and get away with it? That was so cringe. But it's interesting. It's been an interesting journey, though, being in a relationship that really requires me to be honest and accountable, because that pours into the rest of my life. I am honest and accountable at work, with my friends, in my day-to-day life. There's like no need to lie. I still catch myself participating in ways I used to. And the thing is, I can't give him all the credit, but he's definitely played a huge role in amplifying that. Because these things started way before him. I noticed that when I took radical accountability at work for my mistakes, it opened doors for me to learn, rather than to be punished for it. And I was trusted more. Yeah, they trusted me in situations that I shouldn't have been trusted in. Or maybe I was being tested and I just passed. Yeah, so all these things are things that I have to start within, because no one uses tools that are not there. And so, like, these are things that I really had to work on my own. And then the people in my life, my friends and my partner and my sisters, they see these things and they kind of like amplify it and demand more of it. And in a way it's for their sake, but not really, but more for my own sake. And so I think radical accountability has really saved a lot of my relationships, beyond just intimate relationship. The types of conversations me and my best friend are able to have it feels like a therapy session. And that requires radical honesty and radical accountability to be had in order for us to help each other and help ourselves. And in my partnership, like, that's my person. I want to. So, it's a blessing.